the circle of life. All right, everyone, we are here to introduce you to the dodgeball game. This is a really fun game that we will play with the kids in a group class or in what we would call an introductory lesson for someone that hasn't really done martial arts, especially if the kid is super shy and doesn't know anything about jiu-jitsu. They often don't really want to start with wrestling, so we change it into a game to kind of trick them to do that and be comfortable enough to do it. So what I'll usually get them to do is start in 4 points, so turtle position, and then the whole point of the game is for the person that doesn't have the dodgeball to get the dodgeball. And then once that person gets the dodgeball from the other person now has to get the dodgeball back. So it's just wrestling back and forth. So we would just literally start in turtle position like this, and then the person that doesn't have the dodgeball starts to come and wrestle in to grab it. And I'm already getting my feet in the way. So if I was wrestling with a new kid that hasn't done jiu-jitsu, we're already learning, like, okay, we have to get the legs out of the way, it's going to be easier to get the dodgeball, that kind of thing. So it seems really silly, but it's pretty effective in that one-on-one with somebody or a kid that's really shy. If you're going to use it in a group class, this game specifically, you want to be really clear with the kids on what they can and can't do with the dodgeball. So oftentimes kids, dodgeballs, things get a little crazy. So I'm very clear with them that, like, this is what you're allowed to do, this is what you're not allowed to do. So, for example, with the dodgeball game, I don't usually let the kids stand up and run around with it, because if they have their arms wrapped around a dodgeball and someone grabs their legs out from under them, then they can't really break fall or anything like that, so they could hurt themselves. So with this game in particular, we usually tell them that they have to stay on the ground. And then, of course, other things like we're not using the dodgeball to play dodgeball, so we're not throwing the dodgeball at each other. That's not the point of the game. So those are just a few tips on, like, if you're doing this with a bigger group. It's pretty fun. The kids use it in warm-up sometimes here because it gets them wrestling with each other, and anytime I can get the kids to be doing jiu-jitsu and they think it's a game, that is like a win for me. So I think it's a great way to warm up your class and then move into some drills and stuff for the day.